Liquidated your property equity for my startup launch. My brother gloated from the podium. Nobody stops a visionary. The room erupted in applause at my expense. I sent one text. Operations desk. Asset freeze initiated. Federal marshals secured the exits. My job title is senior regulatory auditor at a compliance firm in Chicago. My family never bothered to understand what I do. At Thanksgiving, my dad tells relatives I look at spreadsheets. My brother, Damien, spent his 20s mocking my cubicle life, treating my quiet career like a lack of ambition. Damien was the golden boy, the charismatic serial entrepreneur with slick pitch decks, leased sports cars, and an extravagant lifestyle heavily subsidized by my parents' retirement. I was 32, sidelined in the family hierarchy, and I had accepted my invisible status until late August. The first sign arrived in my mailbox on August 28. I found a thick envelope from a commercial mezzanine lender in Delaware. Inside was a default warning for a $680,000 high-risk business loan. It listed my primary residence, a beautiful brick house in Evanston I had paid off 5 years early, as the primary collateral. The signature on the deed of trust was a flawless forgery of my handwriting. I stood in my hallway, staring at the notary stamp, which belonged to a guy Damien partied with in college. I didn't panic. I didn't call him screaming. I didn't breathe a word to my parents. Instead, I walked straight to my home office. Over 3 weeks, I pulled every public record tied to his new LLC. I traced the obscure wire transfers through 3 shell companies, and perfectly matched the loan disbursements to the exact dates Damien bought his Tesla and signed the lease for his flagship office. I built a digital dossier so impenetrable that my firm's managing partner said it belonged in a textbook. I handed the physical binder over to a contact at the state attorney's Financial Crimes Bureau on October 12th. By November, the grand jury convened. By early January, we had an indictment sealed, a lead prosecutor named Caldwell, and we were biding our time. The collision event was Damien's extravagant Series A funding gala. It took place on a Friday night at a glass-walled rooftop lounge overlooking the skyline, packed with 150 potential investors, an open bar, and ice sculptures carved into his company logo. I stood near the back, wearing a simple black pantsuit. My mother was circulating, telling anyone who would listen how fiercely brilliant her son was. My dad was beaming with immense pride, slapping Damien on the back like they just won a championship. Halfway through the night, Damien confidently tapped the microphone. He gave a sprawling, arrogant speech about sacrifice and the courage to seize opportunities. He actually pointed right at me, smirking under the spotlight, and told the wealthy crowd that true founders take whatever they need to build the future. He openly admitted, phrasing it as a brilliant entrepreneurial joke, that he borrowed my home equity without asking, claiming he did it to force me out of my dreary comfort zone. She was too timid to leverage her own assets, so I took the initiative and did it for her. He shouted, "Now she finally gets to be part of something historic." The angel investors chuckled. My dad roared with genuine laughter. My mom nodded enthusiastically. I just stood there quietly and watched them all. I finished my sparkling water, set the heavy glass down, and calmly walked out to the elevator lobby. One text message. 3 words. Execute the order. I walked back inside, found a quiet corner near the coat check, and waited. 6 minutes later, the upbeat house music cut off abruptly. 3 men in tactical vests from the Attorney General's office flanked the main glass doors, accompanied by 2 SEC investigators. Damien legitimately thought it was a prank orchestrated by a rival tech bro. He actually laughed directly into the microphone. Then the lead investigator marched straight onto the stage, took the mic from Damien's hand, and addressed the confused room by citing Damien's full legal name. The silence that fell was suffocating. The investigator announced that all corporate accounts were frozen, effective immediately, and Damien was detained under indictment for felony wire fraud and uttering forged documents totaling $680,000. He stated the victim compiled the forensic evidence months ago, handing over the completed file in October. My dad's jaw dropped in sheer horror. My mother shoved past a waiter, her face entirely pale, and aggressively grabbed my arm. "You ruined his big night," she hissed, her voice trembling. "He ruined his life," I replied smoothly, pulling away. "In August. I just did the math. The state is seizing his company tomorrow.